приветик. Продолжаем Шерлока Холмса.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Я уже понял. Здорово.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
О, чего мне только нет на уме. Так, мы приехали обратно, я так
On the
понимаю.
sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Чего?
On the sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Ну, понятно. Я понял. Телескоп. Он никуда не двигается? Здорово, мать. Он никуда не двигается, я понял. Угу. Блин. Так. Баня, Стрэтлейн. Поехали туда. Кстати, я даже не помню, что у нас там вообще. Какое задание вообще? Не помню, что там и как. Уже? Что-то мы быстро. Так. Вот это, блин. Что у нас там может быть? А хрен его знает. О.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
Так, смотрите место преступления и все вокруг. В банях, Тредлей. Найдите исчезнувшее орудие убийства сэра Родни Бентклифа. Че, пойдем? А где? Инспектор. Мистер Филлипс.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Так, давайте его сначала его рассмотрим. Большие морщины, да это понятно. Огромный сильный. Так. Живет один. Блестящие пуговицы. Манчестер. Ага.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Хорошо. Спасибо. Что скажешь, Ватсон?
What should we do next, Holmes?
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Какой? Той? Да блин, как она неадекватно реагирует. Мышь вот. Парилка. Вот это, да? Это парилка. Да бля, как на сукне. А, нет, это, подожди, ты раздевал. Не то. Вот здесь вот, да? Да. Ну. Ага. В глаз?
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Ты ни хрена выхлопай. Давай осмотрим тело. Лицо.
There was only one hit from the weapon.
Ударили
It
один
pierced the
раз.
right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Дальше что?
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Да там же вроде бы эти, как их, идут. Артерии.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Взял?
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
Может быть, вполне.
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Хорошо.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry, or he is an artist, or a ghost, or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Так, что еще?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Блин.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Да.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk. It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
Конечно, можем. Пошли.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. I will need something to pick up this melted metal. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Натуральный металл. Хорошо. Чем они тогда угли закидывают? Оу, ни хрена себе.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Так, и что дальше? Это понятно, что тут? Да ёпти твою мать.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it. I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Хорошо. Так, что у нас еще тут?
I can't understand what happened. Am I allowed to leave?
Тихо. Что тут было?
The grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Так, хорошо. Хорошо, посмотрим. Решетка. Ватсон, что там? Завис. Очки. Ни хрена себе.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Так. Хорошо.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too...
Что?
The brazier is still burning.
Да я понял.
It is too hot. I cannot reach into it.
Угу. Короче, я понял, ладно. Пойдем, дойдем. Да еб...
Mr. Holmes?
Да, блин. Мистер Холмс. Так. Ты ебать, ты громкая, блин. Хорошо. Давай у него спросим. Что там и как?
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
Please wait. I need to do something first.
Так, ну иди сюда. Ну, блин, завис ты.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Чего? Блин, я не совсем понял.
Did you leave the baths at any time or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Так, образец земли, утренняя телеграмма, образец крови. Образец земли, утренний день.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Да. Так, понятно. У нас там ничего нет. Ну выйдет, блин. А как мне расплавленный металл-то достать? Алло. Слышь?
These baths are becoming sinister.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
Да пусть едут.
None, Lestrade.
Так. Так, хорошо. Скотланд-Ярд. Здесь что? Требуется анализ. Требуется анализ. Ага. Ну, так, тут что? Судьба черного Питера. Тайна черного поезда. Да, это получательно спланированное убийство. Мексиканцы убили чилийцев и спрятали поезд во взорванной шахте, чтобы скрыть улики. С криминальными организациями такого уровня нельзя действовать шумно. Дело требует деликатности. Но это понятно. Так, куда мне? Ага. Ну хорошо, давайте тогда поедем к себе на Бейкер-стрит. Проведем анализ всего. Анализ всего, что требуется. Только не говорите, что сейчас опять какие-то загадки. Я тут, блин, наверное, минут 40 решал, когда с колбочкой в одной из прошлых серий. Карета прикольно, кстати, я покатался бы на карете. Ой, блин, прикольно. Так, ладно. Мне опять за свой химический стол садится, да? Чего? Так. Чего? А, про здесь грязь. Угу. И что мне надо? Угу.
White clay particles.
Белой глины.
Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. Selenite. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
Так, район... Это вот это вот, что ли?
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
Так, кровь.
Let us analyze this blood sample.
Давайте.
This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface.
Пероксид.
I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
Водорода. Пипетка. Перекись. Так, и... Нет, не сюда. А, туда прям? Странная какая-то хрень.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
А, ну правильно, там в бане вот это. Что
My
такое?
analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Так.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Я не ебу, что дальше делать. Разжиженная кровь. Что, блядь? Так, короче. Тут, блядь, не то. Так, мне надо что? Мне надо...
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Возьми.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Ты скажи... Так, это вот... Нет, подожди, куда ехать-то? Ладно, короче, давай съездим, наверное, в Скотланд-Ярд. Поспрашиваем у них. Книга, ты что не загружаешься? Вот. то ишь, блядь. Так, сейчас мы съездим, наверное, в Скотланд-Ярд. И... Я не знаю, как правильно сказать. Допросим, наверное, подозреваемых. Так, ладно, подожди. Ты, блядь, повернись ты. Сука, как, блядь, что за управление, а? Опа. А, я думал, что такое. Че? Вещи. Вещи. Бен... Клифа.
A hand-drawn map.
Рукописная карта. Угу. А, здесь нужна, да? Монета. Что за монета? Хуяк.
An old and rather dirty coin.
Может быть, он раскопками занимается?
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room.
А что это
I
будет?
see the join. This ring was repaired and quite badly too, with silver.
Серебра? А, как золото с серебром. Они же разного температуры плавления. Алло.
An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
Очень уместный вопрос. Ну, как бы да, очень даже странно.
Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest. The last pages were torn out. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil. To begin with, a few strokes of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces.
Я в курсе, что это такое. Так, ага. Потому что когда ты пишешь, продавливается на соседнюю... короче, на страницу, которая ниже находится, за ней.
And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
Давай. Все. Сегодня я... Чё? Ну?
Mr. Holmes, the coroner had... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well...
Так. Правое глазное яблоко пробито длинным закругленным ножом. Лезвие прошло сквозь глазницу лобную. А через глазницу лобной кости вспорола часть лобной доли и мозолистое тело. После чего достигла мозжечка термодинамическим поражением. А совокупность указанных повреждений вызвала смерть объекта. В верхней доле правого легкого имеются признаки старой травмы. Слизь и реченистость. Фу, блядь. В верхней доле правого легкого имеются признаки старой травмы. Слизь и ресничный мусор, что может указывать на хроническую инфекцию из-за вдыхания воздуха под землей. Частичек гниющей мумии, к примеру, или разлагающихся продуктов, помещенных в могилу. На остальных частях тела повреждений не найдено. Сегодня я практически нашел его. этот день войдет в историю. Хорошо. Смотрите, найдите счетчное орудие. Подозреваемый сидит в Скотланд-Ярд и готов к допросу. Вещи жертвы и свидетелей готовы к осмотру в Скотланд-Ярде. Тело сэра Родни готово к осмотру. Так мы же...
An ordinary pencil.
Обычный карандаш, да, я в курсе. Сэр Грегори Питкин, управляющий мистеру... Так, дорогой сэр, вот что я думаю о том, как улучшить ситуацию в бане. В настоящее время в Фригидарии, блять, что за слова такие? В настоящее время во Фригидарии под вашим руководством ведутся раскопки, но без особого успеха. Мы не смогли ничего найти ничего ценного, а мы не можем открыть Фригидарий для публикации. Для публики. Фригидарий – важная составляющая отдыха в римских банях. Я полагаю вам закончить работу в течение ближайших 2 месяцев. Посвятите это время завершению археологических изысканий и поискам нового места работы. Это понятно. Нормальный такой кинжал должен быть. Так, понятно. Здесь что?
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
Угу. А это? Что это за...
A phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
Понятно. Хорошо. Хорошо. Носовой
An
платок.
embroidered silk handkerchief. A fountain pen with solid gold trim. A fountain pen.
Покрытием.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
Понятно. Дальше. Так, пойдем. Все? Вроде бы как все.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder that took place this morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
You are the manager of the baths, is that correct?
Yes. I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
We were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament, suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
What did you see?
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
Так. Блин.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
Письмо Пиппина.
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
Лекарство.
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No, but I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be capable of murder?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
Давай осмотрим тебя. Давай тебя осмотрим. Давай тебя осмотрим. Ну. И? Нет? Хорошо. Презрение. Так. Аскетические корни. Золотая цепочка. Живет богато. Понятно. Давай.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Поговорим с ним.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
Так.
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
Так, ладно.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly.
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
Так, хорошо.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
Необычно.
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous swan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
How well were your researchers progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
Ключ, письмо перекину кольцо Сэр Родни. Блин.
How well were your researchers progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
Прогресс в работе.
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed on.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
Давай осмотрим. Хорошо. Так. Не богат. Рылся в земле. Так. Мозоль. Хорошо. Хорошо. Так, короче говоря. Давайте, наверное, на этом закончим. Серию поменьше будем делать. Что-то очень длинный. Ладненько, давайте, короче говоря, на этом на сегодня закончим. Ссылочка на плейлист будет в описании. Подписывайтесь на канал. Комментируйте, ставьте лайки. И всем до встречи в следующих сериях. Будем детектировать. Все, всем спасибо и всем пока.